If you crack first, Dave, it won't make you any less of a man.
I'm nowhere near cracking.
Neither am I, my friend.
Dave. And oh, Matthew, what is it now? For God's sake, no one's smoking, okay? But nothing! You know what we need around here is an anti-whining ordinance. So just sip your sniveling little lip and all your skinny ass out of her!
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. And if you're a fan of the channel, you know we do give the X-Men a little extra TLC. We talk about it each and every week. Now, this is a news segment. We're going to talk about X-Men The Way of X tonight. There will still be This Week in X-Men tomorrow where we talk about Hellions and Juggernaut, the finale of that little miniseries. Now, I'm a huge Nightcrawler fan. This is my favorite X-Men character. I've been very disappointed that Nightcrawler hasn't really been featured since House of X Powers of 10. He had a really great moment in, I believe it was Powers of 10. Yeah, no, maybe it was one of those two. He had a great moment with the death scene with Logan. I thought was extremely well done. There's another big moment he had in X-Men from Jonathan Hickman, basically where he insinuated he was going to create a new mutant religion. We haven't really heard anything since. We did get a giant-sized X-Men Nightcrawler story that was not about Nightcrawler. He was just a tag-along in that. But we are finally getting a Nightcrawler-led Dawn of X, Reign of X story. And I must say I'm pretty disappointed. And we'll get into the reasons why. Obviously, here with me today to talk about this. This is the X-Men story and the Marvel aficionado. Doc, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm looking forward to talking X, but not necessarily sure I'm looking forward to this event.
Well, it's not really an event yet. This is obviously just the newest series. I guess Sword was the first issue or the new series in Reign of X. This apparently is the second. We knew that there was going to be a title from Si Spurrier, who's had some work on X-Men. He did X-Men Legends. He had a run on X-Force that was pretty nondescript. Bob Quinn's going to be the artist. I don't know. The more I think about it with what they're doing with Nightcrawler, you can just look at the cover. You know, it's Nightcrawler. There's a big pane glass window behind him. It's going to be about him creating a new religion. Obviously, Si Spurrier said in his interview, that's not what it's about. But give me a break.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit what Si Spurrier claims. It's absolutely... Now, he's going to say, oh, no, it's about this thing that, Nightcrawler's quest for understanding of reality or something. It's about him creating a religion.
Real threat to the spirituality.
Yeah, exactly. It's about him creating a religion. That's the straightforward answer. Now, whether or not it's any good is a whole other concept. I mean, I've been skeptical of the Nightcrawler creating a religion since it was hinted at.
Certainly goes well against the character. It's been established for so many years.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it's just a questionable move.
I mean, there's always so many devout mutant characters in X-Men just to begin with. Take the one that's the most well known. Certainly, it's a part of the fabric of the character and kind of strip it away.
Yeah,
it kind of eats at me raw.
It does. Kurt's been pretty devout his entire, comic history. He's had moments where it was less evident, moments where he had some actual doubt, and other times where he literally became a priest. He got ordained and everything. And to have him, unless he's going like the Martin Luther route in this, it would be, where it's just a branch of Christianity. If he were to entirely decide to change his whole religion, that's where I think that there's going to be a problem. I expect this to be, Kurt as Martin Luther, but for mutants.
It's not what I'm expecting, but we shall see. What do you think about the team? This is going to be a team book. I think there are far too many team books at this point.
Oh, there's
if you
absolutely.
couldn't find a place for Nightcrawler until now, like what's the even point? You have so many teams, but he's going to be with Doctor Nemesis, Pixie, and Blink. Not the most well-known characters out there. What do you think about that? Does that make up a good team to you?
Oh, it's 3 teleporters and a doctor with a syringe gun. I'm not sure exactly what the point of this. I mean, especially since we got the whole teleporters thing going on in Sword, and now we're gonna have a bunch of teleporters hanging out with Nightcrawler and Dr. Nemesis in this book too. This is a lot of teleporters, guys. Come on. And I haven't the slightest damn clue why you're sticking them all together, especially Blink suddenly in 2 books. Same with Pixie. Because she's in Sword as well. And then they're hanging out with Nightcrawler. I don't know where they're going with this. It's a weird mix.
It's uninspiring. It's so watered down at this point, Doc. When I saw the cover, you think, hey, I'm a huge Nightcrawler fan. It had nothing to do with the cover. Just knowing that there was going to be another X-Men title when everything is so watered down, and there's enough of it that isn't good right now that they should probably be focusing on and getting right. It made me want to hurl.
Oh no! Just
get
expand.
Your stuff together, Jonathan Hickman. Get your stuff together, X-Men office.
Yeah,
Now's not the time for a new series.
Yeah, their whole plan is, well, if we just keep expanding, nobody will be able to keep up with how bad everything is. No, they just won't keep up at all. That's the whole problem. They'll just stop buying them.
Yeah, there's a lot of diminishing returns.
Yeah, but they're get that number 1 bump, get that number 1 bump, get that number 1 bump. I guess. Otherwise, I don't see a goddamn purpose to this book. This feels like it should have been like a 1 month kind of banner event. Not even an event, but like something that was something that was going on in the background.
Four, a little 4-part mini.
Yeah, I mean, there is no way that this book is going to be an ongoing. I can tell you that right now. They might try to act like it's going to be an ongoing right now. Sorry, look, Nightcrawler's a popular X-Man, but he's never been able to carry a solo book. Even the one where he did with the one that was done a few years ago with Chris Claremont and Todd Knock couldn't really keep going. Other than that, he's basically had a couple of miniseries, and he's on team books. And then I love Blink, but unless she's in the Exiles, like the original Exiles book and not Salad Man's rendition of it, nobody cares. And Pixie's a D-lister at best. And same with Dr. Nemesis. They're cool, but they're not interestingly enough to have a book. This is like the book of also-rans.
Well, that's what they're getting down to. There's like nothing left to work with.
There really isn't, because they've stuck so many of the D-listers into serious books. And then the couple of A and B list X-Men that are left are getting saddled with seriously D and Z list other characters on their book. There's just too many fucking X books.
Yeah, and they're all team books. It's obviously X-Men is supposed to be a team. Really, the only solo book you got out there is Wolverine.
Yeah,
and that's heavily associated with X-Force.
Exactly. Now, I feel like Way of X might be. I have an expectation that this is going to be more. It's a Nightcrawler book, and those characters are just more of supporting characters rather than it necessarily being a team. But at the same time, I could be completely wrong.
A year ago, I would have been over the moon. I'm like, this is the coolest announcement that Marvel's made for me, in a few years. But at this point, after Ten of Swords, after Dawn of X, after disappointment, there are good X-Men books. We're going to be talking about a couple of them tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, there are X-Men books out there that I'm really enjoying, but there's so much, average to below average stuff out there. It's just like, it's hard to get excited for anything anymore.
Yeah, the vast majority of the X line at this point is pretty meh. And
we know that the next event, the summer event for X-Men is going to be an election.
Yeah, it's an election. We're going to have the two big events of 2021 for the X-Men being an election and a fucking dinner party. So, yay. Both of those things sound super duper duper exciting, Marvel.
Yeah, I just hope the Hellions and X-Force aren't
dragged into this shit
election crap.
Oh, we know they will be, because Alex will probably be trying to get off of the Hellions team and become an X-Man again.
Well, he should run for it, because apparently they're taking votes this time.
That's still the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever heard.
It is ridiculous. So we shall see. Obviously, we're going to read Way of X here on the channel. We're going to review it. But just hearing the news, reading the article or the press release that Marvel released, pretty uninspired.
It is to me.
It's just hard for me to get excited for anything right now. You're going to have to put a big name creator and just have a cool concept with characters I like. Here you've got an okay creator, a not cool concept with a character I love.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit sandwich. The bread might be good, but everything else involved is kind of terrible.
All right, Doc, is there anything else you needed to say about Way of X before we wrap this up? And we'll do, obviously, This Week in X-Men tomorrow.
I might be an atheist, but I have this expectation that they're going to pull something really, really stupid and try to decide that Jesus was a mutant.
Well, he is a mutant. He's called, gosh dang it, Age of X-Men. X-Man's a mutant.
Yeah.
Or he's basically mutant Jesus.
Yeah, oh, no. But actual Jesus was a mutant. That's where I think they're going to make the mistake of going. In Kurt's new religion.
I don't think they're going to do that, but I guess it's a possibility. That's what Doc sees on the horizon. I don't see him going quite that far, but I don't know. If they get to that point, I will have already stopped reading the comic. I almost guarantee that.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.